13.7, writing equations in point-slope form. Point-slope form is useful when you're only given the slope and 1 point. We can use just the slope and 1 point to actually write an equation for that line, and we have to put it into point-slope form. And here we have point-slope form. It's right here. Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Okay, the point that they're going to give you is x1, y1, and they're also going to give you m. Okay, this y and this x are just generic y and x's. They're there as part of the form. All right, so we are going to do an example. And in this example, they want us to write in point-slope form an equation for the line that passes through the point negative 6 comma 1 and has a slope of 2/3. Okay, so they gave us the point x1, y1, and they said that's going to be in negative 6 comma 1, correct? And they told us that our slope is 2/3. So the first step you want to do is you want to write down the point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then you want to substitute the given slope into m. Our given slope is 2/3. So this becomes this. And now you want to substitute in the given point into x1, y1, right? That's here. So it's going to be y minus y1 is 1. And x1 is a negative 6. Okay, we're not quite done, almost done though. We need to simplify just this part here. Okay, we still want it in this form where we have y minus y1 equals our slope. Oops, that's a 2/3. It's our slope times x. But what's negative or minus a negative 6? It's actually going to become a positive 6. So this right here then is the equation of a line that passes through negative 6 comma 1 with a slope of 2/3 in point slope form. All right, moving on. Time to write in your notes, and I would like for you to write the point slope form. Just one fill in the blank, and then fill in the blanks for the 1, 2, 3 steps on writing point slope form given us the slope and 1 point. Okay, now we can write an equation using 2 points. Okay, we want to write an equation in slope-intercept form. That's kind of the form that we're most familiar with and is easier to graph. So we want to write an equation in slope-intercept form that passes through the points given in this table. Okay, so the first step is we want to calculate the slope using 2 points. And I'm going to choose this point and this point. Remember, the slope is what? M equals your change in y over your change in x. So from here, if we end up here, negative 2 minus 4, that's a negative 6, right? And our change in x, we end up at 5 and we started at 2, so that's a 3. So our m is negative 6/3, but we can simplify that to negative 2. M equals negative 2. Okay, so we calculated the slope. Here it is here. Now we're going to use the slope and 1 point in this table to write the equation. We're going to first start using the point slope form. Okay. So the point I'm choosing is this one here, 2 comma 4. Okay, so if I substitute that in, y minus my y1 is a 4. My m is a negative 2. My x1 is a 2. Okay, so right there, that is in point slope form, which we just did prior to writing in our notes. Okay, but now we want to use the distributive property to simplify this out. Okay, that means this over here stays the same, and here's where we're going to use the distributive property, meaning we're going to multiply negative 2 times everything within the parentheses. So that becomes negative 2x, and then a negative 2 times a negative 2 is a positive 4. Okay, done that. Now we need to simplify and write this into slope intercept form. Slope intercept form, remember, is y equals mx plus b. So we want y on the left and everything on the right. Okay, so let's take this equation up here. I'm just going to rewrite it. Okay, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. That means I'll be just left with the y on this side. So then it becomes y equals negative 2x plus 8, which is in the same form as this. So it looks like we are done. All right, now it is time for you to fill in the blanks for writing the steps to create slope-intercept form given a slope and a point. Actually, 2 points. All right, time to do just 2 practice problems. Okay, in this first practice problem, we're asked to write an equation in point slope form for the line that passes through the given point and has the given slope. So remember, we are not going past anything but writing in point slope form. So point slope form is this, remember? Okay, they gave us our m and they gave us our, what is this? X1 comma Y1. So all you have to do is substitute these values here in for X1 and Y1 and then leave it just like that. And that is your point slope form. Okay, and the final practice problem then is writing an equation in writing an equation in slope intercept form for a line that passes through the given points. Okay, so remember the first step is what? Calculate the slope. That's going to be what? Change in y over change in x. Okay, so for instance, this is going to be a negative 4 minus 1 over 3 minus a negative 2. Okay, that's going to be your slope. The second step then is to pick one of these points, either one, you choose either one, and that's going to become your your x1 comma y1, right? So either one, choose one of these, and then write it in your point slope form. Okay, you have this and you have this, so you should be able to fill in everything except for this y and for this x. Okay, then the third step is to use your distributive property, right? where you're going to multiply m times there and m times there. And then the fourth thing you're going to do is you want to write it into slope intercept form, meaning you want your y on the left and everything else on the right. Okay? And that is it for 13.7.